Okay, good.
Yo, what it do, baby? Welcome to this first week episode of the Dahmer cast. I am one of your co-hosts, Kieran Lynn, Jeffrey Dahmer fan number 3.
Number 3? Who's number 1?
Number 1 is you.
I'm
Why don't
number
you
1.
introduce yourself?
I am Dawson Bullock, head of social media relations for the Dahmer cast. I run most of our social media.
He's also a total faggot. Malik, introduce yourself.
True.
Jeffrey Dahmer fan number 4.
Jeffrey Dahmer fan number 2 couldn't make it today.
He's the guy who killed him in prison, actually.
Yeah.
Big fan.
So,
It's that John Lennon thing again. I love you so much!
gacked ya.
Isn't that like a whole thing with like every serial? I loved her so much I couldn't have anybody have her.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's that, who's that YouTuber that died?
The Joker.
Are we talking about the guy that Logan Paul found in the Suicide Forest?
No, we're talking about the girl that was at the concert and then her...
Oh, you said Christina Grimmie.
Yeah, her.
I don't know who that
Too
was.
soon, dude.
Never soon enough. Alright.
We're doing a podcast about a serial killer. Nothing's off limits.
That was like the week before the Orlando nightclub shooting.
Oh,
Yeah, the Orlando nightclub shooting.
Yeah, it's a free game. When people listen to this 3 years down the line, they're like, it wasn't too soon. I'm listening to this 3 years
already
later.
got demonetized.
It's alright.
Our sponsors
Okay.
aren't gonna like this.
They're not going to like this whatsoever. But enough about us. Allow us to introduce our guest, a fellow member of what we've deemed ourselves the Goon Squad. Why don't you introduce yourself to us?
I'm Landon.
You're Landon?
Yeah.
What's your last name, Landon?
Laskoski.
What's your Instagram if girls want to hit you up?
Laskoski.
Is it just Laskoski?
Yeah.
Don't you
Fun
have
fact.
siblings?
I just
do.
learned how to say his last name.
Well,
I thought it was Lee Skowski.
I don't know. I just
Levitowski.
improved it every time. I'm not
Latowski.
It changes every time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Living in
never
that
know.
house. Ski.
Wow, I can't believe it just got canceled. Hopefully
Game's over,
Netflix
man.
picks us up.
Oh my god.
Netflix original.
Yeah,
Dahmercast, the original podcast.
The original podcast.
the only.
We were the first podcast, and we will be the last podcast when all other podcasts die.
We're the Simpsons of podcasts.
We're gonna predict the future, like
Of
Jeffrey
course.
Dahmer
15
coming
years
back
ago,
to
but we
life
keep
in
going.
5 years. Bold prediction on the first episode.
God, the Dahmercast movie is gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be crazy.
The Dahmercast movie is coming to you next year, live from the Cineplex.
I can't believe they got Rachel Dolezal to play me.
There's only one person that can play me, and that's Paul Rudd.
Yeah, but the difference is you're handsome. Paul Rudd, a little less so.
We played a whole Dungeons and Dragons campaign. You weren't there. Landon was there, where the whole main bad guys' foot troop were Paul Rudd's.
Yep.
That's alright, man. Paul Rudd can be Paul Rudd.
This is
You
true.
excited for that Netflix show with 2 Paul Rudds?
Is there a Netflix thing? It's like the Gemini Man of Netflix
It is.
shows.
It's like, you know that Rick and Morty episode where they get split into bad Rick and like
Yeah.
bad-
Yeah.
yeah. It's that, but with Paul Rudd.
Fabulous.
Like there's like garbage Paul Rudd and then good Paul Rudd, and he has to deal with it.
That sounds amazing.
So garbage Paul Rudd is just normal Paul Rudd, right?
It's just Paul Rudd.
No, it's Ant-Man.
Is it
Paul
like
Rudd.
Paul Rudd post Clueless?
Is it actual Paul Rudd? Like
It's actual
doing
Paul Rudd. Yeah,
like,
he's
he's
playing
playing
both
Paul
roles.
Rudd.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not Paul Rudd, but it's Paul Rudd playing a dude, but he's 2
I
Paul
wish he
Rudds.
was playing Paul Rudd.
He should be playing Paul Rudd.
He should be
I
playing
mean,
Paul
every
Rudd.
Paul Rudd role is kind of just Paul Rudd.
Exactly.
We're all at the point where Rudd sounds weird, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just saying Paul Rudd.
We should probably stop talking
Remember
about Paul
when
Rudd.
Welcome to the Paul Rudd cast.
Remember when he did the NFL MVP last year? And he was just saying, I'm a big Chiefs fan the entire time. And he's like, I wonder who the MVP is. And then he turned around and they had Patrick Mahomes, like, bedazzled on his suit jacket. Because I remember
Do you remember
that.
when there was a debate in the NFL last year of whether or not Drew Brees was going to win MVP? Because there was, for like the first 14 seasons. Or seasons.
First 14
First
seasons.
14 weeks of the season, people were like, I don't know, Brees is having a career year. And then you look and it's like, yeah, but this is Patrick Mahomes' first fucking season.
True. Should have got Rookie of the Year, even though this is his second year in the league.
Dude, that's the Ben Simmons technique.
That's a Ben Simmons technique. But
Alright, this is a Jeffrey Dahmer podcast,
this is a
by
Jeffrey
the way.
Dahmer cast, and we're gonna throw it over to our guest, Landon Laskoski. I have a question for you.
Ask
Tell us
away.
some of your favorite Jeffrey Dahmer facts, trivia, Anything.
Alright,
Tell us
this
what
one,
you know.
This one tickled my fancy.
Okay.
When he was 16, he got into this. It was his first almost murder. There was a jogger that ran by his house that he thought was really fucking hot, and he got attracted to him. So literally one day he was like, next time he runs by, I'm gonna murder him. But he didn't show up that day because he got a cold, and he decided to pocket the idea of murdering people for 2 years until high school.
Okay.
That brings us to our first topic. What is everybody's first almost murder?
First almost...
Dawson Bullock, you can go first.
You
You have to give a name and when it was.
Oh, I could give you a name and what it was.
And
His
their
name
home
was
address.
Seth Radke. And it was our third D&D session, and he asked me where the magic shop was. And I told him where it was. And little did I know that he would stay in there for an hour asking if he could lower the price of every item of the fucking place, and I told him no, and he's like, I'll come back later, and by later, he meant 2 hours later in the same fucking session when he showed up and then just asked the same shit again, and I thought maybe I could hit the double whammy, kill his character by just shooting him in the head.
That would work,
That
yes.
would work.
Alright, Landon Laskovsky. Who was your first almost murder? Who was it? When was it?
I just wanted to know that none of these people were probably murdered.
I can say for certainty that at least 3 out of the 4 are still alive.
This is true.
Good odds.
Never tell me the odds.
Yeah. Probably.
Fuck you.
We were just playing with a fucking Chewbacca bottle opener. I'm in the Star Wars mood. Continue, Landon.
Kind of choked somebody. That's it.
Oh,
Sorry, I didn't know Jared was on the podcast today.
Wait, what?
he talked to me so much about
We're gonna
that.
skip over that
I
joke.
did not know this at all.
Landon, who'd you almost choke?
Can't give names.
Yes, you can. This is a safe place.
We said there's 3 out of the 4.
Guys, it was
We said almost murders.
Quick thing,
Oh shit,
was the choking thing, like,
sexual.
sexual? It was?
Yes.
Okay.
See, first time a girl told me to choke her, I gave her the forearm choke by mistake, knocked her out, and I won.
We're gonna pretend he didn't just say that, because this is a PG
legally that's
podcast.
inadmissible in court.
Anything said on the Dahmer cast cannot come back
Yeah.
to haunt us.
This is true. This is all for jokes. Wink, wink.
Yes.
Mine was John
That's it.
Fitzgerald Kennedy, November 22nd, 1963. The wind just whiffed the bullet a little bit. My buddy, he got him, but
Who's your buddy?
you just tell him to shush?
what?
Sorry. I think you share something with your buddy. Don't you both go by Lee?
Two peas in a pod.
I don't know what you're talking about.
This will not hold up in court.
we're gonna end it with obviously the best of the 4, me.
Of course.
My first almost murder was Dawson Bullock in the 2nd grade.
Was it in
Kill
the
this
second
man.
grade?
I think it was in the well, whatever. He punched me one day. Don't know why.
It's very. This is why we started the Dahmer cast. It was actually the same reason why Jeffrey Dahmer almost killed his first person, because he was so hot, and I just thought I had to have you.
Yes.
And the only way to have you was to have your blood on my fist.
Quick thing, if we went to elementary school with any listeners of the Dahmer cast, Glen Allen Elementary represent, please just let us know if you can remember why Dawson Bullock punched me in the face.
No.
We'll be posting the address of the school and a map layout for anyone interested.
All the weak points.
All the weak points. We went to that for 6 years. We know the layout.
Went for 5, I think.
I'm pretty sure if you stand on the side with the playground, you can climb the windows up to the roof to get in for, like, free access. So
I
you're
mean,
alright.
let's be real. They all have tiny legs. They can't run.
They
Go
can't
in
run.
whatever door you want.
Yeah, you're
They're
right.
all white. They don't have any athletics.
Yeah. It's like they're gonna hide under the desk.
Just make an
because
evening of
that's
it.
a
Go
good
see the
plan.
Joker. Go shoot up an elementary school.
Yeah, get pant up all that rage in the Joker, then take your fucking...
Quick aside note, before we get back to the Jeffrey Dahmer fun facts. So me, Malik, and Landon saw the Joker last night.
Okay.
It was bad.
Was it?
Yeah, it wasn't great.
I enjoyed it.
It was kind of like an incels manifesto. And you know, that's all right. And that's all I wanted to mention. Obviously, we were there to shoot the place up, so we didn't actually see the movie.
Yeah.
You know, making it. Hello.
While we're on the topic of shootings, I'd just like to mention that this podcast was made possible by Audible. Audible's the leading provider of audiobooks. They have over 180,000 audiobooks to choose from. Visit www.audible.com for one free audiobook. Just use the code DahmerLives. And you can have any audiobook of your choosing.
I actually just listened to the Dahmer
Autobiography.
on the Audible when I was actually at my workplace. Aurora, the weed place. The official name of. You can't say Aurora, bro. I'm not okay.
What's wrong with Aurora?
We gotta stop. We're good. We're all right.
Wait, before I go into that, what happened here?
Yeah.
Aurora, Colorado is where the Batman shooting happened.
I was just going to bring up the fact that my workplace, Aurora, has not had a shooting yet, and they don't have any protocols against it because we're so new.
I'm glad we stopped you before you said Aurora and shooting in the same sentence unknowingly.
I did not know that was where the Batman shooting happened. I blame Fortnite.
I also blame Fortnite.
New Batman X Fortnite updates really caused that.
Okay, that's all we're gonna talk about the Joker today.
Talk about
Totally
the
not.
We're gonna DM Joaquin Phoenix on Twitter and see if we can get him to the next episode of Dahmer.
We can only hope.
Call him?
Joaquin Phoenix? Joaquin Phoenix?
It's Joaquin, is it not?
What a fucking weird name.
How
I
fucking...
mean, his brother was named River. So.
Yeah, and his brother's dead, so skip over.
And his sister's like Leaf or something.
Yeah, but his sister's like married like Casey
His
Affleck,
sister
right?
was getting beat by Casey Affleck.
Shout out to Casey.
I thought
Affleck.
Casey Affleck only raped like 14-year-old girls, not like his.
We're talking about Kevin Spacey. Wait, never mind. He's gay, so he's not a pedophile.
That's a different. You're thinking straight Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
He's gay now. So
yeah, he's gay now, so he's fine.
legally cannot go at him for those.
Exactly.
Yeah, all sexual crimes that you commit before your sexual orientation switch are avoided.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm still racking them up before I change because I want to get as much out of it as possible.
Yeah, that's like a get out of jail free card.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really
You get
load
one.
up.
Do you get one though? Like maybe if you go, I think if you go like, you say that you're gay or something, then you go like full on like no, actually I'm a trans. To get the full on sex change, I think you can get away with it twice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course.
You can
What if
as
you
long
get
as you
sex
keep
change
switching.
back? Are you?
Did you know that it's you actually cannot be arrested while in a furry suit?
Yeah, that's double jeopardy.
You can just put it on and then kill and fuck as many things as you want, and you're just
No,
good.
you can't be arrested, but animal control can come get you.
Yeah,
right?
it's, but like they only have those collars, which most of the furries like. So
Yeah, most
it
of the
really
furries would
gets
just
me
walk
going.
up and get
exactly.
turned on by
But
it.
then
Yeah.
they get weirded out when they like pull it off, and then like a head falls off, and then they see a human underneath. They're like, "This is a
If the
actual
human comes out, they can go to jail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's it. You have to keep it on.
you got to keep it on, like you
And
commit
then they
to
just
the fur.
take you to the pound.
And you
Pound Town.
Then you wait till you get adopted,
Exactly.
and then rape and pillage their family.
That's actually the plot of the movie Orphan.
Welcome to the Orphan
If you
Cast.
add a furry suit, it's actually the plot of the movie Cats.
It's actually the plot of the show Wilfred.
Is that
Nobody
the one
remember
with
that? The one with the adult man dressed as a dog.
Oh
Yeah.
actually, yes, fuck. I forgot about that fucking.
We bring it around.
Yeah, we'll bring up Wilfred again next week. Malik,
Yep.
favorite Dahmer fun fact or moment, or you can just rate how badly you want to have sex with Jeffrey Dahmer.
I'd probably have to say his last moment, right before just getting cracked with that pipe.
Yeah,
Yeah. Does anybody know the name of the person that murdered Jeffrey Dahmer?
I was actually gonna tweet that out today.
I had it pulled up for a minute here. I really should know.
Whatever. He's a awful human being, and we should not give him the light of day.
He took away a famous man from us.
Exactly.
He took away our hero. And, it's just really hard. Because every day I wake up and I know that the best person to ever live isn't on this earth anymore.
This is true.
And it just makes me sad. And I miss you, Jeff. I miss you so fucking bad.
Christopher Scarver.
Christopher Scarver, go fuck yourself. I hope they used that bloody pipe and rammed it up your ass.
So my question is if we
20-inch pipe.
none of us are we're a little late on the Dahmer train.
Just a bit.
None of us were alive during the time of the Jeffrey Dahmer killings.
That is true.
So does anybody know? Was he still known? Because like a lot of killers still go by like their like killing aliases, right?
Yeah.
And he was the Milwaukee Cannibal, right?
Yeah, Cream City Cannibal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like mostly now you just hear Jeffrey Dahmer. Do you know if that just fell out of favor, or was he less known until he became what's the story with
Well,
the-
my triple C tattoo
Okay.
of Cream City Cannibal would probably say that he's still relatively known by that name.
Okay.
And I assume it just got more related to calling him Jeffrey Dahmer after he got caught.
Yeah.
You know, like, nobody calls Bundy whatever the fuck he is. But to be fair, Bundy's Bush League compared to Dahmer.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like, what did Bundy fucking do? Murder girls, cut off their heads?
Easy.
Dahmer murdered
That's on
underage
Monday.
boys,
Cut
and
off
he
their
would,
heads.
like, cut off their heads and then, like,
Eat them.
Eat
Their
them.
hearts, their
Bottom line,
bicep.
what we're saying, it's harder to kill men because they're just better.
that is
They are- it's so
factually
true.
correct.
They're
So,
stronger genetically, especially if you go for like an African child.
They get
Yeah,
paid
which was Dahmer's
more.
favorite prey.
Exactly.
It's the Great Hunt.
It's the Great Hunt. It's the world's greatest
World's
prey.
most dangerous game.
Yeah.
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 No more copyright infringement.
No, it's-
It's a podcast.
see,
There's no such
if
thing
you
as
want to
copyright
read World's Most
infringement.
Dangerous Game, you can get it on Audible. Just use the code Dahmer Lives for one free audiobook.
We'll have to talk about Dollar Shave Club
Of
later
course we
because
will.
we could actually, if you're a fan of Jeffrey Dahmer, you can actually fashion the razor blades into a makeshift knife.
That is correct.
If Dollar Shave Club existed when Jeffrey Dahmer was in jail, he could have subscribed to Dollar Shave Club, made a makeshift shiv, and protected himself in their showers.
That is correct.
Update, I just read, it was in the gym and the dude just used a piece of workout equipment to bash Dahmer and another guy.
I thought it was in the shower. They
thought it
found
was
his
in the
body
shower,
in
too.
the showers.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But apparently they might be in the showers because he was like cleaning the toilets or something in the weight room.
Maybe.
Okay, maybe that's what.
Okay.
Maybe
There was
okay.
3 of them, and Christopher
Yeah, because he
Scarver
did it with a
just
dumbbell.
Pummeled the
It was with a dumbbell is what he killed him with.
Whatever. Christopher Scarver, if you're alive and you're listening
not.
to this, we would love to have you on the podcast one day.
He's super dead, but we would love to have you on.
Well,
If
we'd
there
love to
are
have
any
Jeffrey. If we're bringing people back, we got to bring
Christopher
back
Scarver
Jeffrey
role
Dahmer.
players. I've heard Jeffrey Dahmer might be coming back soon.
Yeah, I said 5
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
Who do you think Jeffrey Dahmer would kill and rape out of us for?
I mean, it's
Malik
yeah.
is totally his
Malik.
type.
Yeah.
Although
take it.
Malik has too much. We all have facial hair though, and I'm not sure if that's a Dahmer likes that.
Can I?
He likes them young
I just want to
boys.
point something out. That Malik has a thing of sparkling apple juice a full bottle of it that he just opened, and he has almost done it in the. What was it? In the 18 minutes we've been doing this,
It's actually kind of impressive if you
it
think about
is
it.
kind of impressive.
All right, Dawson Bullock, favorite Dahmer fun fact / moment.
I have a lot, honestly, because like
I know it's really hard to pick. He did so much good things with his life.
He did. I think because like I have a Google document. I gotta say I have a Google doc.
Do you
document.
want to share that Google Doc with everyone?
I don't want to say it right now because I gotta save it for the tweets. Because I have a Google document of dates, so that I can try and match the date and tweet out things as they come. Like how a few days ago when I tweeted out the 2 months from that date was the anniversary of Jeffrey Dahmer's death, a day that we have to
It's a celebration of life.
It's a celebration of lives that he stopped.
Yeah. We will bring up identities of all his victims,
Yeah.
and we will do our best to offend any living family members.
This is, of course, it. We all find them on Twitter, Instagram, and we send them hate mail.
That is correct. Landon, any thoughts on?
I don't have a Twitter.
We'll make sure.
Can I email it to them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick thing about Twitter, follow at the Dahmercast
At the Dahmercast,
on Twitter.
yeah.
Like and retweet our tweets. YouTube channel, you're already there, but give us a quick sub comment. Tell us your favorite Dahmer fun fact.
Yeah, leave it in the comments down below.
Yeah. So I guess I will go now.
Okay.
So fun fact about Jeffrey Dahmer is he was actually in the military.
Yeah.
He was a medic in the Army from 1979 to 1981, private first class. And I just want to throw out there that if he was in the military, that might be where he got his love for killing.
Maybe.
You know?
When he was in the military, there is some things that were said around that he raped other military people, and they told like the general of the army, and they kind of brushed it off because of paperwork, and he got honorably discharged from there.
TBH, like, you
Yeah.
can rape anybody in the military.
You really
Pretty
can.
much, yeah.
Like, the military is like an all-you-can-rape, just
Yeah,
like...
they rape us, so we rape them.
extravaganza.
All you can rape buffet.
You just go sliding your
Was
hands
Jeffrey
together.
Dahmer the originator of bro rape?
Maybe, maybe.
Warm up the hands.
Right underneath. You gotta cup the balls
Absolutely.
first. If you get a hold of the balls, they're not doing anything. They're not running away. You have them.
You get them when they like do that thing where they have like the sandbag on their back or whatever.
Oh, true.
Then they're slow. You just go up behind, you get a little there, and then you have them. That's like the pressure point right there. There's no movement.
Our guests can't actually see what you just did with your hand. Would you
Describe
like to
it.
describe what that action was?
Yes, please.
Grabbing the balls.
Just grabbing the balls.
Spit on the hand,
Yeah,
grabbing
spit
the balls.
on the hand, grab the balls.
Are you going from underneath like their crotch?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
You
good.
just
And then
squeeze.
You pull and yeah.
Okay.
You know, I think there's a lot to be said about the United States military and rape, and we are going to cover none of it.
We're gonna cover
Yes.
all of it. This is an anti-military podcast brought to you by NordVPN. NordVPN hates the American military. Never forget.
9/11.
No, never forget that NordVPN hates the military.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Who
love
cares
9/11.
about 9/11?
I was gonna make a joke, but even that's a little too far from me.
The only important part of 9/11 was that it's Malik's birthday.
Pretty much, yeah.
Is it actually your birthday?
Yeah.
I didn't know that it was his birthday.
How do you celebrate every year?
Get on a plane, see what happens.
Hope for round 2.
Just rat it
I want to
out.
know the stats of people that fly on 9/11. Like, I want to. There's probably a genuine like.
Did
Like,
they-
decline in the
Yeah.
amount of
It's gotta be
tickets
a
sold.
discount day, like it's like cheap Tuesdays.
It's cheap. You message your employer like, hey, I'm gonna be flying out 9/11. Why? It's like the flights were just so
Yeah.
cheap.
Yeah, it's like
any
$10 a
flight into
ticket.
New York is like $5.
Yeah.
They'll pay you to get on it.
They're just gonna fill the
They pay
plane.
you to say
You walk on the
good.
plane, the pilot's brown, and you just turn around.
Oh no!
You're like, no, I
You see
finally
the guy
hit
beside you,
Jenga.
There's Muhammad. You're like, oh no!
I want to know how many pilots in the world are named Muhammad.
I'm gonna assume an absurd amount.
Do we count the suicidal ones?
Yes.
That is,
Okay.
we do count
Oh,
suicidal
yes.
ones. Okay, because it would cut them like half if we
That's
didn't
like all
count
of
them.
Iraq. So.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Saudi Arabia has 99,000 Muhammad pilots.
Mm.
Yeah.
I just
I'm
wanna-
not. You said it
we
with
here
such
at the
confidence. I'm not even
Dahmercast
gonna search it up.
support the war in Iraq.
We here at the Dahmercast support any military feud against the United States military.
This is 100% correct.
We were there the day the Vietnamese won, and it was a fucking party.
It was a party.
We were there. Jennifer Lawrence was there. It was a good night.
She was blue for some weird reason.
She was blue.
Why was she blue?
I don't know, but I have a thing for redheads, so I was
Okay.
okay with it.
Oh, okay.
Her constant thing is like, oh, I'm not pretty. No one finds me pretty.
You're Jennifer
Jennifer
Lawrence.
What
You
are
know,
you talking about?
That was my whole gripe with Ready Player One when the fucking Artemis chick showed up
oh,
and
she
she
had
had
a
the birthmark. I'm like, boy.
Man, I would
literally
never
a
have sex
model.
with you.
Like, all I have to do is turn the lights off. Calm down.
All I need is a paper bag, you fucking idiot.
Hideous monster. Can you imagine if, like, he moved her hair away and was like, oh my god, you were
Put it
right.
back.
Moves the hair away
I just
slowly,
yeah,
starts moving
yeah,
the hair
just
back.
puts it back.
I like it better this way.
quick thing about Jennifer Lawrence. I bet everybody did find her attractive until all of her like naked pics came out, and then nobody wants to be with that slut.
Yeah.
I'll fap to her once and then I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done. You gotta prove your part to the fappening. But
Yeah, quick shout out to the fappening.
there's been like 8 of those.
Shout outs to my girl Hope Solo. Is that the goalkeeper for the States? And you can see a pic just of her asshole.
Wait, what?
You should stop taking drinks whenever we're talking about something you know is gonna end horribly.
I can't find the pics.
Of Hope Solo's asshole?
No, Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh yeah, they got deleted off the internet.
Yeah, because everything
Yeah.
gets deleted off the
the
internet.
fappening.
Until like the next one comes out.
The good fun thing about the fappening, who do you think out of all celebrities right now, Jeffrey Dahmer would be most likely to kill? Because I think Finn Wolfhard.
Will Smith.
What's the name of the black kid in Stranger Things?
Oh, yeah.
Caleb McLaughlin?
Caleb McLaughlin.
Because it's definitely
That's,
him.
yeah.
Checks out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing against neither of these kids, but they're just
Yeah.
prime bait.
Absolutely.
Stay away from both Jeffrey Dahmer and Kevin Spacey.
It's like Weinstein went after the two Coreys, so Dahmer would go
Was it
after...
Weinstein who
Was
went
it who?
after the two? I think it was just everyone else in Hollywood.
Oh, was it just like... Oh, okay. I don't know
Yeah.
who went after the two Coreys. Wait, it was Weinstein that, like, throat-fucked Salma Hayek, right?
I don't know.
I learned the other day that Selma Hayek is 5'2".
She's 5'2"?
She's 5'2". She seems a lot taller than that. But
She
she's
does seem a lot
apparently
higher.
5'2".
What the fuck? Huh.
Yeah. Welcome
more
to the
you learn.
Hayek
How-
cast.
Yeah, how tall was Jeffrey Dahmer?
I think he's
Our
6
hero.
foot.
6 foot?
He's 6 foot.
Alright.
I'll
Christopher
pull it up right now.
Scarver is
Get the
6'3".
facts on this.
I have it up on my phone here. I was like, just
Yeah,
on
he's
the
6
wiki.
feet.
Yep.
Alright, my hero.
He could
All right.
be an NBA point guard at that height.
Yeah.
Could be. Do
Yeah.
you think Jeffrey Dahmer could one-on-one John Stockton?
100%.
Yeah.
John
Pretty
Stockton
much
was
any
passed
NBA
first.
John
Pretty much,
Stockton,
yeah.
John Wall. Welcome to John Wall. Shit. I'm just gonna throw that out there, but he's horrible.
John Hopkins.
Yeah.
I smoked pot
That
with
is-
John Hopkins.
That is the extent of my knowledge of the
Like,
Johns in the NBA.
Yeah. John Wall's never gonna win a ring. He can't be the best player on a team. He's the best player on one of the worst Eastern Conference teams.
Is he on the Wizards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it?
He's like the second best player on that team.
Yeah.
He's on the Wizards.
Him, and
Bradley Beal.
and
Bradley
now Rui
Beal.
Hachimura.
Right.
I love Hachimura.
I know nothing of basketball.
You know
people
a
names
lot
him.
about basketball.
Just be like LeBron James, and that's pretty much
LeBron
That's everything.
James.
That's everything.
Like, is LeBron James still the number one player? Yeah, he's better than everyone else. End of
How
story.
many Jeffrey Dahmer movies are there?
My friend Dahmer.
Yeah.
You got Exorcism 3.
Yeah.
Favorite movie.
Yeah.
It's definitely about him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Jeffrey Dahmer movies. So we got My Friend Dahmer,
Okay.
Classic.
and then I know that there's another one.
Yeah.
Secret Life, Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
Raising Jeffrey Dahmer. The Jeffrey Dahmer Files, My Friend Dahmer.
There's one that's just called Dahmer that was from 2002.
Yeah.
When was my friend Dahmer released?
2017.
2017. So we so I think we are watching My Friend Dahmer, and I think the next one is going to be a review of My Friend Dahmer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Alex Wolff is in My Friend Dahmer.
What's its Rotten Tomatoes score? Or like, what's its reviews?
It's got a
My-
6.2 on IMDb, which is okay.
Okay.
Apparently, Jeremy Renner played Jeffrey Dahmer in Dahmer 2002.
Huh.
Whack. You think that was a good start for him?
Landon, who do you think would play the best Jeffrey Dahmer today?
Maybe Bubbles from the Trailer Park Boys. I feel like he looks somewhat like Jeffrey Dahmer, with his hair when he was in prison.
Okay.
I'm gonna
I
pitch.
don't know who the fuck the actor is.
Remember
so-
Shakira's character from Zootopia?
Yeah.
Gazelle.
Gazelle.
Gazelle would be the best Dahmer.
I want to try everything,
will-
even if that includes fucking a skull hole.
I think I'll put Bill Hader in there for my for my vote.
Gay.
Oh, spoiler alert! Don't
sorry,
watch this if you haven't seen It
Part
too.
2 yet. You gay.
Jessica Chastain's hot.
Thank
Bill
you.
Hader's gay.
Can we just talk about how disappointing it is that they took out the scene from the book where they just fuck the girl?
Yeah.
All when they're like 12 years old, one by
I
one, to
was
prove
really
their pact.
waiting for
I mean,
that.
like, I ran my first train when I was 11, so I don't see why it's so weird.
Yeah.
That's the average age.
Yeah.
You're in the sewer with your boys and one girl,
Yeah.
and you need confidence, so you just
Do you know that-
rail her.
Yeah, do you know that picture of the one white chick with the five black? It's
Absolutely.
loosely based off Me and the Boys.
Yeah.
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 Quick question. Do you think that there was, like, a rapey vibe among them before they ran a train on her? Or do you think it didn't show up until afterwards?
First of all,
I don't
is
think
Bill
it-
Hader gay or bi?
Bill Hader?
Actual Bill Hader?
No, Richie, but Bill Hader.
I think he was full gay.
He's full gay.
Yeah.
Then why'd he fucking fuck Jessica
Right?
Chastain?
I don't think he wasn't gay in the book
Oh. I don't know. I haven't read
because
shit.
they made that for the
Wait, so he wasn't gay as a kid, but he's a gay adult now. He
Yeah.
got gay.
he
He went to Hollywood
caught
and
the
got
case
gay.
well because
Gay.
they
He
didn't
caught
they
the
didn't do
gay.
that in the movie, and he probably was gay because he couldn't get any puss.
It's that Hollywood liberalism turning them gay again.
Yeah.
Yeah. These damn lefties.
Those damn libtards.
Damn libtards.
Catch us here next week with conservative pro Merrick. He'll be on the podcast. We'll ask him what he thinks
No, we
about
need,
transgender people.
Get Nathan for that.
That's
Oh, that'd be a good one, yeah.
Genuinely, one of my favorite things to do is ask someone who genuinely hates transgendered people to ask them what they feel about transgender people, because it's always some of the most entertaining spiels you will get in your fucking life.
I agree with his statement. I would like to point out, though, the Dahmercast pro-transgender.
Pro transgender.
Be who you want to be. We support Jeffrey Dahmer.
We specifically.
You can support Caitlyn fucking Jenner if you want
we
to. But
specifically-
Caitlyn Jenner sucks.
We specifically super support women turning into men because that just gives more targets for Jeffrey Dahmer.
That is just factually correct.
That's just factually correct.
Landon, thoughts on transgender movements?
What? Sorry.
Yeah, I don't want him to answer that question.
Yeah,
We're
no.
trying to stay on the air.
Because I don't know shit.
What do you think eating a bicep would be like?
Probably like a really prime kind of steak.
It's all muscle, though.
It's a muscle. That's the thing.
That's the, like...
Because
Depends on the person.
he ate biceps.
Yeah, muscle's
and like,
just gammy.
yeah.
Like, you don't want muscle. It's tough and, like, chewy.
What do you think the best cut on a human is?
The heart.
The heart?
You want
The heart
fat,
for sure.
You want fat. You want stomach.
Yeah.
I think the heart would be for sure, because like people eat cow heart, and it's basically
Yeah.
like a really tender steak.
I'm thinking like right like on like the hip.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, we're
like,
talking
you
about
got-
what's the best part of the body to
Yeah.
eat?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Dahmer thought it was the genitals. Like,
Yeah.
he would boil and
Did
eat
he,
it, right?
did he eat the genitals?
Yeah, he would boil and eat
Okay, I
them.
thought
Yeah.
he just kept them
Well,
for
that's
pleasure
just
later
that's just
on.
Rocky Mountain oysters. Where did I learn that? The show Chopped.
I love that show.
You've been chopped.
Fun fact: the first guy that won it, it all ties back, was a black man who did it for his son, and that son probably would have been killed by Jeffrey Dahmer
Absolutely.
That is correct.
and had his balls eaten.
I would like to point out that while Jeffrey Dahmer exclusively, or not exclusively, preferred to murder minorities, I don't think he was a racist guy.
No.
I just genuinely think they tasted better.
Yeah.
They had
Exactly.
seasoning from all of that, from all the hard work they
If
had.
we know anything about white people,
They don't season their food.
Yeah.
They don't.
That's why you go for the
That's
minorities.
okay. I'm literally gonna go to spiel right now because
okay, first rant of the Dahmer cast.
Connor
Yep.
Parkinson, our fucking friend of the Dahmer cast, member of a D&D campaign we're in, Irish fuckface he is.
He's coming after the Irish.
He
It's private
he
here.
fucking eats steak, well done, no salt and pepper. You're eating jerky at that point. What the fuck? That genuinely makes me angry.
Isn't that like the Patrick Mahomes special, like well done smothered in ketchup?
Does Patrick Mahomes like that? I thought it was like barbecue sauce.
I thought, wasn't there the whole Patrick Mahomes loves ketchup thing?
Maybe.
He almost got sponsored by like French ketchup, did he not?
One sec, I can check because there was the what was it? What's they're called? Gridiron Heights, with when they were talking about going to the playoffs, and in his locker he had a bunch of fucking sauce, and I wasn't sure what the fuck it was. It was either ketchup or barbecue sauce.
I think it was ketchup.
Yeah, I mean,
Because I remember there being a thing about ketchup.
barbecue sauce is made out of ketchup anyways.
Yeah, it's mainly ketchup.
Yeah.
I eat my steaks.
But I mean that's
with
Kansas City barbecue, so you can't go wrong.
Yeah. Alright, so we've made it to the segment of the week where I am now going to read you some Jeffrey Dahmer fan fiction.
Okay, go for it.
Here we go. The story
I
is
just want
called...
it to be known that we will be all making our own, and
Yeah.
from this point on, we're gonna tell our guests that we bring on to bring their own fan
You
fiction.
can, if you want to read it on your own time, you can check out our Tumblr blog.
At the Dahmercast.
At the Dahmercast.
So the story is called Jeffrey Dahmer Cross Reader. It is by I'm a Goth 666.
Is there multiple? If there's
Can we see
multiple,
her?
if there's multiple voice, if there's like, if it says like Dahmer and then like me, I'll play Dahmer. You play the person, okay?
Yeah, we'll check it out. I'm just looking at I'm a Goth 666's profile pic. I can't tell if it's a girl or a guy.
A little bit of both.
I think it's a dude.
I think it's a dude.
Yeah, all right.
I mean, what girl would do a fucking Jeffrey Dahmer fanfic?
all of them.
Any smart one, so none of them.
All right, here we go. It was after school, and I decided to go to the library to see if they brought any more books about Jeffrey Dahmer. I looked around for a few minutes and started to find 5 books about it. This is so poorly written.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a Goth 666. I grabbed them and walked to a table and began to read the. She's got no punctuation.
No.
It's just bad.
Yeah.
Read. The table was near a window, so it would give me a view of the small town I lived in. As I was reading, a girl came up behind me and said, "Hey, why do you always come in here and read books about that man? I saw on the news what he did, and he got out of jail today. They said he wasn't a threat anymore, but still.
We can only wish that this was true.
This would be so amazing."
I wish you got out.
The girl talked shyly, and almost as if she was afraid of Jeffrey coming to her house and killing her. What a dumb bitch!
She did go for girls.
She's not your type.
What an idiot.
I looked at her with no expression, but then a small smile came to my lips. Well, why do you come here and read about cooking? Does your cooking suck? Probably.
Oh,
I think she
I'm
needs
a
to get
god
back in
going
the kitchen,
in.
you
No
know?
matter.
I asked, knowing that I see her a lot, and every day it's always something about cooking. How about we read what we want to read and not care about it? I asked simply. Okay, I'm sorry, but is anyone sitting there? I really like the window seat, and I just thought maybe... Shut up and just sit down! Damn,
Wow.
I said, and
How
began to
long is
laugh.
this?
I have no idea. I'm going to read it all. Thank you, I nodded and went back to reading my book. I was there for a couple hours. I looked out the window and saw it was dark. Then I looked over the table only to see nothing. The girl was gone. Oh, wow. I'm a bookworm. I can't tell when it gets dark, and I can't tell when she left. I said to myself. I grabbed the books and walked to the librarian. He checked out the books. I put them in my bag and started to walk to the door when I went to grab the door handle. It started to move. There's no periods in this story.
Just like how Jeffrey Dahmer linked his victims.
Yes.
That can be construed one of two ways, though. Like, the whole... Yeah, obviously, like, boys, so no periods. But it's also like, what if he liked 8-year-old girls? We're gonna hop over
Both,
that.
you know what? Both work.
Yeah.
I knew someone was coming in, so I stepped off to the side to give the room to walk. When the door fully opened, I saw that it was Jeffrey. If only. My eyes went wide as I watched him walk off into the library. I ran over towards the librarian. Did you see him? Or have I been reading these books so much my mind is letting me see him? I yelled. Nope, he's really here and I have to tell him that the library is closed. Well, if you don't want, I can do it for you. I mean, only if you... Yes! Here's the key and I'll see you at the fair. Don't forget to lock the door. I assume the dude wasn't a big Dahmer fan.
I don't think he was.
Um,
But he was a librarian, so he was probably out of his range. I don't know why he was scared.
yeah, I know. He yelled and rushed out the door. Damn, I sighed and went off to look for Jeffrey. In the huge library, my heart was beating so hard it felt like you could see it through my shirt. Excuse me, but if you go to the library a lot, can you tell me where I can find the sci-fi books? I stopped in my tracks, hearing his voice behind me. It sounded like music to my ears. I slowly turned around, telling myself to keep it cool and don't sound rude, be normal. Yeah, they're right over there, but the library is closing, you have to leave. I yelled, but quickly covered my mouth with my hand, and my cheeks now like a cherry.
Blushed like a cherry?
It doesn't say that, sure. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to yell. He looked at me with pure hate. You know, everywhere I go, there will always be people like you making things hard on me.
Fuck yeah.
He turned away and started to leave. I stood there shocked, my head telling me to run after him, and I don't let him get away. So I did exactly that. I ran towards him and grabbed a hold of his arm. I wasn't trying to be mean, I swear. I really like you. I grabbed my bag and I opened it, showing him all the books I had about him. Oh, all right, he said, now sounding weirded out. Right, because Jeffrey Dahmer would get weirded out by some dude being a little bit creepy.
I mean, he had so many fans.
Please, I'm sorry. It's fine, he said, then looked off to the side, trying to avoid talking. Hey, there's a fair going on all night. Will you come along with me? I asked. I guess I never got to go to it as a child. Great, I'll see you there. And my house is right next to the library, so please come over when you're ready. Malik, would you like to read the comments to the story?
Sure.
That's the chapter 1.
We'll read chapter 2 on the next episode.
Yeah.
Dick biter. What the fuck? Dick biter. Nigga, what?
Dick Biter was not pleased by
Dick
I'm a
Biter
Goth
did not like it,
666's Jeffrey Dahmer story.
Can we just talk about how they wrote Jeffrey Dahmer as like an actual like celebrity?
Yeah.
Meeting a overzealous fan, and the celebrity's just like, dude, what?
Like, they're straight up treating Jeffrey Dahmer like he's LeBron.
Jeffrey Dahmer is he's the GOAT.
Yeah.
He is the GOAT. He is the LeBron James of serial killers.
Not one murder. Not 2 murders. Not 3 murders.
Just keep going. Not 4
Not
murders.
4 murders.
Not 5 murders. Not 6 murders. Not 7 murders. Not 8 murders. Not 10 murders.
Oh,
I
God.
skipped 9.
skipped
Not
9.
10 murders.
Not
Wait,
11.
Kevin Durant went to the Warriors? Fuck.
But
I know
17
murders!
murders!
I know people will bring up and be like, well, Bundy murdered like 82 or whatever the fuck. Stats don't matter.
That's no matter. It's about how you did it.
If Giannis won MVP, then Dahmer's the
How
GOAT.
many Bundy victims were handed back to him?
Right?
True. Dahmer was the king manipulator.
The king.
I'd like to take this time to do another ad read for Sherry's Berries. For just $29.99, you can get a delicious assortment of berries. I really like the strawberries dipped in white chocolate. The strawberries are as juicy as a fresh heart. Just use the code Give Me That Dumb for half off your first order from Sherry's Berries.
Be sure to go to thedom.com for readouts of all our ads and for updates to all our social medias. Yeah, that's the ad reading. Landon, anything more you would like to say about our hero?
I inspire to be him one day.
Don't we all? Malik, have you just stopped laughing?
The Dom.com broke me.
I'll register the website on GoDaddy later today.
There we go.
Speaking of GoDaddy,
Speaking of GoDaddy.
go to squarespace.com. It's the superior website designing.
GoDaddy.
Fuck GoDaddy! GoDaddy can go
Monica
suck
House
his dad.
Remember, like, the Spike TV GoDaddy commercials
With
back
Monica
in the day?
Kirkpatrick.
Yeah.
I always thought GoDaddy growing up was like a porn.
I thought it
site.
was porn.
I swear to God it was
100%
too.
porn. All
Okay,
the ads were just naked girls.
Quick thing
I'm
about
like, why
GoDaddy,
can't
I
girls
would
go there?
support them, but they cursed my boy CJ Miles, and I still don't forgive them.
That's true. GoDaddy curse.
GoDaddy
Yeah.
curse.
Even in Memphis.
Yikes.
I just want it to be known that Kieran's got to live the dream. Kieran has got to live the dream. We play a Dungeons and Dragons campaign, and his character at the time actually went out and retired for a bit, and he actually got to make a serial killer.
That is
in
true.
the game. And just like Jeffrey Dahmer, he went out too soon.
That is true.
And I think
You know,
that
I
it
was
was a
gonna-
little based on Dahmer, but I think that being such big Dahmer fans, you went for bird ladies instead, because it would have been too obvious if you went for like anything too young. So you had to switch up.
Yeah,
the
my
MO.
character was loosely based off Jeffrey Dahmer. I contemplated drilling a hole in one of my victims' heads, but I felt that was a little bit too far. Speaking of drills, this brings us to our next sponsor, Home and Hardware. Make sure you get their working guaranteed drills for when you need to turn somebody into a sex zombie. Home and Hardware
The
is
saw's
the
not
best
gonna
place.
get caught on hair.
Nothing.
Nothing.
You're good.
Goes right
Plenty of
through it.
rope.
Go straight through.
You need a
you
big
can get
gallon jug for any reason.
Extra floorboards.
While you're at Home and Hardware, you can also pick up batteries for your acid that you need to pour down their hole. Skull hole, I mean, I'm not a part.
Any hole, really.
Any hole really works.
Wherever you want to
Doesn't
make them a
discriminate
sex
on the
zombie.
hole.
Landon is genuinely no fucking clue what's going on right now. Imagine how Seth would be.
Big thanks to Home and Hardware. We appreciate the donation.
This is fucking amazing. I just wanted to know that I just looked at my Discord on my phone, and the only message is from a guy named Finley that just says 9-11.
Don't worry. I know we missed it, but next year our 9/11 special will be rad.
We're gonna have it.
We're gonna
Rad
bring the
time.
house down, I tell you.
We'll be holding it at Seth Radke's house.
Yeah.
We'll actually go to Ground Zero
We'll
to
be doing it
record.
live on Mixer. We might bring in ninjas.
From the
who knows?
airplane.
Yeah.
Landon's contemplating and
Do you want
looking
to
at his
answer that
phone.
call on the podcast?
He's getting a call.
Answer the
Please
phone. Answer the call on the podcast.
Hello?
Speaker.
Who is this? Oh, it's just an election thing.
Should we do the survey?
Yes.
Nah, I hung up.
Oh, damn.
You
Jeffrey
should have
Dahmer being
informed.
elected.
I like telling them I don't speak
Far right.
English. They call me.
No habla inglés.
I
Start
usually-
No, I
chanting,
say it in
build
English.
that wall.
Build
I
that
usually
wall.
just try- you know, like
Build
when
that
you're-
wall. Build that wall. Build that wall.
You know when like you're walking down a street or something and like someone tries to stop you for a survey?
Yeah.
How do you respond to those people? Because I just try to make them uncomfortable by like taking whatever they're doing and turn it into like they're the villains.
I actually invite them to join the Dahmer cast, and
Okay,
normally
yeah.
they just walk
That's
away.
how we found Landon.
That's how we
actually.
found Landon.
Yeah. He was
I-
trying to sell me, like, used condoms or something. I don't remember.
I
Please. Why?
Why do you have
Why
a
do you have a condom in your pocket?
It's not in anywhere.
I thought we were doing like a live action podcast.
This is live
I
action.
don't know what he thinks
Live?
live action means.
like with like zombie slaves. Like we're gonna record it. And...
If you want to see Landon's dick, come back next week.
It'll be the thumbnail and like this week, which will be our logo, will be just
Landon's
dick.
severed
It's
penis.
gonna be him standing over a mirror and his balls and asshole.
Wet flicks coming at you.
Netflix with 3 X's.
Check it out on Pornhub.
On porn.
We can't mention that sponsor yet. It's not time for the ad read.
We were supposed to ask him if he actually wanted to sponsor us. We forgot.
He does. We'll do the ad read later.
Go to the ad read.
Oh my god. I had a time where like one of those survey people came up to me and they asked
Read the
Please
last
say.
2 messages. Do you think I'll get this lady?
Can you
yeah.
please call her
Can I
on the
call?
pod? There's the call
There
thing.
is a call
Do
thing.
not
What is
call.
that?
Call her.
What
Bumble.
Bumble.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Try to some of that poon.
But I was walking down like the street in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And we got like one of those people trying to do a survey, and they came up to me, and it was about an animal shelter in like the fucking Vegas, and they'd be like, "Would you be interested in fighting a dog, or
Fighting
adopting
a
a dog?"
What? I
Adopting
didn't know
is
Mike Vick was
no,
in
that
Vegas.
was the joke because
monster.
Oh,
they
okay,
asked
my
me
bad.
if I wanted to adopt a dog, and I said yes. My last one just died in the fighting ring. I could use a new one, and then they stopped talking to me.
Weird.
I thought you were gonna go down in a different lane and be like, "Yeah, I would love a new dog. I just used my last one in my soup."
I would, if you want to go
He's
far,
not Asian.
if you want to go far out, you said I just used my last one as a fucking flashlight, and now it's too straight.
You know, when it comes to dog crimes, I think that if you're also one of the best players in Madden history, you should get away
you
with
can
it.
just get away with it.
Like, Falcons' Mike Vick was a different beast altogether.
Are you the same
Different
animal but a
with the
different?
same-
Oh wait,
it's
no,
a different animal but the same
that
beast.
one.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then Eagles' Mike Vick was kind of a shell of a man.
I just read this again. You're the Rangers squad. What's the name? Slow Die Rangers.
Rowdy Rangers.
Rowdy Rangers just spelt terribly.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
also
God,
read
yeah.
Slow Die.
Yeah.
Quick shout out to the boys.
And yours.
Yeah, this podcast is brought to
Oh,
you
it
by
is.
Amazon's The Boys.
It's a great television show. Only a couple weird sex scenes.
Honestly, it is a pretty good
It's
show.
really
It
good,
actually is really good. If you like watching people get finger fucked in the gills,
which is pretty much the only
What?
thing I want to watch.
I'm pretty
The
sure
boy-
Jeffrey Dahmer would have been really into that.
Yeah.
Landon, if you don't know, The Boys is thing making fun of basically DC comics mainly,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
where it's a bunch of superheroes and then a bunch of people that take drugs to become superheroes to kill those superheroes because superheroes are sponsored assholes, and we would never sell out. Would you like to mention Netflix now?
No, that's the end of the show. I'm just gonna.
I'll
play
give a
Netflix
quick
for
ad
Can we
the
read.
just
rest of
talk
the night.
about, before you do that, can we just talk about how genuinely iconic the fucking what was it, the Wayne's World spot where they just kept doing every ad imaginable by saying they wouldn't sell out is? Because that generally is one of my favorite scenes in any comedy movie
I've
ever.
never seen Wayne's
It's a
World.
great.
That's why Bohemian Rhapsody became so popular.
I mean, it's also because it's a banger track.
It was a
Or-
banger, but like
What?
it genuinely, because they played.
Why
it
does that
this-
look like a mini though? This is the new bad guy in the campaign.
That's actually Zahir, the
Yeah.
end boss. Bro, I'm getting scared that I don't have a Zahir mini yet, and I feel like you guys are just gonna speed run to him now.
Oh hell yeah! I'll get him next.
Perfect,
sesh.
the Chewbacca.
Quick thing about Jeffrey Dahmer, another fun fact.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer's name has 13 letters. His murder spree lasted 13 years, and he lived in apartment number 13. And guess what the common age of his victims was?
13.
13!
I was hoping at the end it would have been like 14.
Yeah, I was
Why
hoping
was
it
it?
was gonna be like
So quick thing about the number 13 is there's this movie called 13, and all I remember is one part these girls do whippets and then punch each other in the face.
Did we just talk about 13 reasons why, and that girl definitely deserved to die?
She did. She was a bitch.
She was a bitch.
She was a horrible person.
She did.
And
She
I'm glad
released
she's dead.
13 tapes, and they made another season, and she's like, "It's just the beginning." I'm like, "No."
First of all, let's just talk about the fact that she made 13 tapes. One is, you stopped talking to me, kinda cause she was a bitch to them.
Yeah.
And then like 11, which is Clay's tape, is like, oh, you were actually nice to me. But he has panic attacks for like 3 months straight, thinking he did something worse than like, get a man killed.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, or like bully her mercilessly. It's like, oh, you were really nice to me, and then the next one is like, you raped me in the hot tub. Like, that's where she puts Clay. It's like
That's
right
smart.
Brought to
below
you by
raping my
McElroy's
friend.
Hot Tubs, the perfect spot to go tubbing in Edmonton.
Who remembers the movie 9?
Like the puppet?
The puppets.
Yeah!
Oh,
that
that
was a
one?
classic film. 9, it had like
Oh,
the 9
yeah!
puppets,
The
and
big
they
beachy
each
boy.
yeah, they each got a part of the soul of the
Yeah.
Doctor. That was a good movie. Just wanted to get out.
Was it?
I enjoyed it quite a bit.
I remember being scared of that when it first came
It's kind of
out.
spooky.
It,
It's
it,
along
had
the
that, it had
lines
that Coraline
Coraline or like Nightmare Before Christmas
Yeah,
kind
like
of
when
vibe
like
to
you're
it,
too
where it's
young.
ooh.
Like imagine getting scared by something like Finding Nemo or something.
Weird.
I don't know anybody that's scared of Finding
You
Nemo.
would have to be some sort of idiot to be scared of like a shark named Bruce in Finding Nemo.
Quick thing about people named Bruce, the Joker movie fucking sucked.
Landon, thoughts on the Joker movie, even though we asked you already.
I honestly enjoyed it.
I haven't watched it yet.
I
was
enjoyed
bad.
What was I doing last night?
masturbating.
Furiously masturbating
Probably.
to Jeffrey Dahmer.
Most likely. Played a lot of Borderlands.
What's your review of Borderlands 3? Now we're on to the video game part of the podcast.
I love Borderlands 3.
Nice. It's a good game.
It's a great game.
It's a great game.
No.
Has anybody actually played that Goose game that everyone's losing their
I've
shit
Nah.
about?
seen a lot of gameplay of it.
It's on Switch, right? Maybe I'll cop it.
don't
I need
know.
to get Cuphead on the Switch, though.
Yeah. Do you have a Switch now?
Kieran's got a Switch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You need to get a Switch of your own. You can't. You have to stop stealing from people.
I mean, we don't use the Switch ever. We use it once a month, maybe.
I brought the Switch to me, with me to like the funeral, and I played it once.
Nice.
The only reason I would ever
We're just
play
not
the
going to bring up the
Switch
funeral again.
is to go, like, camp out for shoot.
Except for that, except we're gonna bring
Let's
up
not
the
talk about the
funeral
funeral.
one more time because what did Malik say in the group chat that made you lose your shit?
Okay, so backstory. I'm gonna go on a bit of a rant here.
Go for it.
I had to go to a funeral this past weekend, and to go to this funeral, I had to drive to BC in Langley, which is like 12 hours away. Shitty drive. When we finally got there, I was waiting at the graveyard for the internment to start, which is when they place the ashes in the wall.
Yeah.
And we were waiting on one of my cousins who was late. And I decided to just whip out my phone, check the group chat because it popped off for some fucking reason.
Sorry.
And it was all people making fun of each other by repeatedly changing their nicknames in the group chat. So it was Dawson, and then our friend Seth, and then our friend Maddie, who kept changing each other's names.
I changed. We finally finished on what is it? I'm like I forget what mine is.
Mildly appreciated DM.
Mildly appreciated DM. Seth is just the crying emoji, and Maddie is a participation ribbon.
Yeah. And I was just scrolling through all the nickname changes, and eventually I saw that Malik, in the midst of all of this, just changed his nickname to Donkey and didn't say anything. And for some reason, I thought that was so funny that I laughed really hard in the middle of a graveyard surrounded by my grieving family.
I want it to be known that we do have some more story on this because that whole reason we went off in the group chat was because in our previous session in our D&D campaign,
Seth murdered half the city.
Seth murdered half the city and the mother of one of the player characters in one session because you never wish for power, but he didn't get that memo.
He didn't watch what...
Aladdin! It's
Aladdin!
just the basic genie rules.
It's the
Literally
basic
the
genie
first
rules.
thing Genie says when he gets out the lamp is, no wishes or like unlimited money and power. And he goes, yeah, don't do that. He did it.
And he did it, but
He's stupid!
we proceeded to be in we proceeded to just shit talk him for mercilessly for an entire day pretty much about him making the horrible decision he did, which then turned Mama Maddie, which is one of the other players in the group, against us, and
And we were never friends again.
we're never friends again. No, we ended up going to the next session, and Maddie told us to never fuck with Seth again, and we immediately started fucking with Seth.
Seth will be the guest, hopefully, for next week's episode of the Dahmer Cast, so we can make more fun of it.
But, in the midst of this, Brandon,
we can't bring it up yet.
we can't.
We can't say it.
Nobody knows.
Can we not bring that one up?
Nobody
We
yet?
can't bring it up yet. I'm sorry, Dahmercast listeners. If you want to find out how that story ends,
You can
catch
get
you
our
next
paid
week.
subscription.
We're gonna do that one.
Subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/the Dahmercast. For a minimum donation of $15, you get 1 week early access to our newest episodes.
This is true.
And the pre and post show.
Yeah.
The pre and post show is about the same thing we're doing right now, except we completely forget that Jeffrey Dahmer exists.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's actually just us roasting our coworkers.
I'm just genuinely disappointed that I have to wait a week to tell that part of the
It'll
story.
be alright. Alright, starting our weekly Cineplex roast. Who wants to go first?
Well, I mean, I'll probably sit back for this session because I do not
You
work
can
there
pop
anymore.
off the hardest. You don't work there anymore.
Yeah,
I
you're
guess
the
that's
only-
true.
Yeah, alright. Who would you like to roast?
Well, I just want to. I won't roast anybody. Just bring up a funny story of.
It's gonna be really weird when we post the link here in the cast page.
It's true. There was a woman that used to work there under the name of Chloe.
Never heard of her.
Never heard of her.
Yeah.
She was well.
Kind of sounds like a whore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but she. No one liked her. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
And I quit partially due to her. I got another job and I left. And about 3 months later, I came back to the theater to play some Smash Bros. And bring up the signature Jigglypuff. What's up? And when I came back, I was told that Chloe quit, and I had
She got fired.
She got fired. My bad. And I audibly said,
Touch my keys.
very loudly, "Fuck yeah, screw that stupid hoe," and then everybody stopped and looked at me. And from across the way, Joshua, who transferred to another theater, also due to her, said, "Yeah."
R.I.P. Josh.
R.I.P. Josh.
I mean, he was at work last night, so.
Oh, maybe he still works
Maybe
there.
he's
He's still at the theater.
Yeah.
Maybe he
Oh,
decided
okay.
to stay because Chloe left.
I think he's definitely swapping.
Is he still swapping?
I think so.
All right, Landon, who would you like to roast?
I don't got no one to roast. I love all the people there.
You have one shift a week with the 3 hours. You
I
have
roast
somebody to
Chris.
roast. Do it.
Fucking hate that man. Fucking acts all buddy with me, and I have to kind of do the same because he's my boss. But he fucking limits me to one shift a fucking week. Ugh. Sorry.
Don't worry, when we get Chris on the podcast, we'll get his retort.
We'll get his retort.
Thank you.
I hope you know this is going on the cast page.
It's okay. This is buried at an hour and 2 minutes.
Wrap this up.
Technically, this is the post show. So.
All right, Malik, would you like to roast anybody?
Mostly just Kieran.
Yeah, Kieran sucks.
Yeah, he's the outtake CL.
Fuck, I
and
wish I
he's
could punch that
trash.
kid.
If I could go back in time, I'd deck elementary school him.
Fuck me, dude. If I could go back in time, I'd give myself a high five for
Yeah.
decking elementary school him.
I'll give you a high five for decking elementary
you.
school him. All right,
Oh, bitch.
this has been week 1 of the Dahmer Cast. Any closing sponsors that we need to mention?
Wetflix.
Oh, yeah, we have to do the Wetflix ad read.
Yeah.
Take it away, Malik.
Do you like quality homemade amateur content? If you do, I recommend checking out Wetflix on
With
Pornhub.
3 X's.
3 X's,
It's like Netflix,
All one
but
word?
you can't get
but it's
hard.
wet. All one word. Check them out on Pornhub.
Feel free to send him your used panties.
You could really use some. What's your favorite video? My personal one is Marvel Girls.
It's the Marvel Avengers
Marvel's
Girls Fap
Aven-
compilation.
yeah.
Yeah.
Where none of them, he doesn't even get like fappening photos.
No.
It's literally just them.
It's just them in. It's like Brie Larson in a leather jacket.
Dude, I'd fap to Brie Larson.
I'd
in the
fap to a
jacket.
leather jacket.
Yeah, leather jacket, not Brie
Leather
Larson.
jacket, not Brie Larson.
Alright, so make sure you check out Wetflix on Pornhub. This entire episode has been brought to you by Cineplex Sherwood Park.
Come check out the Joker.
You might get shot, you
very
might not.
lax security policies. So.
Yeah, we might have an RCMP stroll through at like 7. So just come to
Are
the
they
late
actually?
show. They are.
Yeah, we had to contact the police.
Did somebody... What?
No, it's just because
This is
like
a
there's
real
a
thing.
general threat. And it's extra as hell.
I guess it's sure White Park after all.
Yeah, this has been a fun...
This has
Fun
been an
opening
experience.
episode.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got invited.
Yeah, I'm glad you were here, Landon.
I'm Kieran Lynn, co-host of the Dahmer Cast. I've been here with my good friends Dawson Bullock.
Make sure you check out the Twitter and Instagram for any fun Jeffrey Dahmer memes and facts.
Malik Walker.
Lee Harvey Oswald.
And our guest, Landon Laskovsky.
Pleasure being here. Please hit me up on Instagram. I need some pussy.
Okay. Again,
Signing off!
Again, this is going on the cast.
Signing off.
I know.
Follow at the Dahmercast on Twitter and check back next week when we roast the shit out of our friend.
Oh my god.
Have a fantastic evening. Love Jeffrey Dahmer.